Manchester United play Aston Villa tomorrow, a game with no Delict, no Maguire, no Mazraoui, no Ahmad, no Mbumo, and Casemiro suspended. So Ruben Amorim has called upon the youth. And could we actually see youth players get minutes tomorrow? Antoine Semenyo. It's a race between Manchester United and Man City. Manchester United reportedly frontrunners. Antoine Semenyo throws a bit of shade at Manchester City, and fans now believe he's going to pick us over Manchester City. We're going to talk about that. Carlos Baleba, interesting update on Baleba, which I think is a little bit of a game. Kobe Mainoo, Amorim on Mainoo, and more. So we're going to talk about all this news. Hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your late night 10-minute Manchester United news roundup. We'll round up all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news into a late 10-minute video, so you're up to date. Let's dive into it. Shea Lacey, Bentito Mantato, Jack Fletcher, and Tyler Fredrickson are all set to be in the United squad against Villa tomorrow. I mean, our only fit centre-backs are Leach that's just come back from an ACL and is rusty, Euro and Heaven that are very young, so that makes sense. And Luke Shaw is technically a left-back. So Tyler Fredrickson is in there in defence. Jack Fletcher is in there as sort of a number 10 option for the right 10. That's Shea Lacey and Jack Fletcher. And Bentito Mantato is probably in there as a wing-back option. When you're looking at who's missing, Mazraoui, Ahmad, Mbumo, the centre-backs, the injuries, having those four in, I guess, is probably makes sense because who else is going to fill the squad? Ruben Amorim doesn't really like to bring on academy players from the bench. Maybe Shea Lacey could get minutes, particularly if we need something going forward. If we are going to switch to a back four, we don't have a single winger. Like, Dorgu can play right wing, but we don't want to see Dorgu right wing because he's better defensively. So I'd like to maybe see Shea Lacey give an opportunity on the right. I worry for the Villa game. Because we're missing two of our best attackers. Casemiro, and it's been a disaster about him this season. The experience in defence, I do worry. I can't lie. But we seem to always get a result versus Villa. Everyone always expects Villa to win when we play them. And I can't remember the last time. I think the last time we lost to Villa was under Steven Gerrard. So we'll see. Anyway, let's dive into the Semenyo news. Manchester United and Manchester City are currently the two frontrunners to sign Antoine Semenyo. So this was said by Ben Jacobs. Now, yesterday it came out. Who was it? It said it yesterday. Mark Douglas and I think it was Pete Hall came out yesterday and said that United were frontrunners to sign Semenyo. We then had Romano give updates that Manchester United and Man City had basically had the most amount of calls with Semenyo. Oh, I've just knocked something over. Sorry, bear with me. So then Romano came out, yesterday and said Man United and Man City have had the most back calls with Semenyo. Tottenham have tried, but I don't think Semenyo is giving Tottenham much attention. Arsenal apparently aren't going to act because they don't have the money and they will have to wait till summer. Something tells me Arsenal could act and sneak him. And then Liverpool are focusing on centre-backs, which is very obvious that Liverpool need a centre-back. But when I also look at Liverpool, I think, well, they desperately probably need a winger with Gakpo injured, Salah at AFCON, Isak potentially injured. So I feel like you can't fully rule out Arsenal and Liverpool. I don't think he's going to go to Tottenham. But apparently it seems to be a race between Man United and City. And would he want to be a left wing back at United? But he can play left wing back, right wing back, left 10, right 10 striker. We've got less games, City in the Champions League, but there's uncertainty under Pep. It was also said that Manchester United have outlined their vision to Antoine Semenyo's representatives ahead of a January move to Old Trafford following what's been described as positive talks. United feel confident they can get Semenyo and that he would pick them. We've had positive talks. Apparently, he had dinner with Amorim last summer, and he was very close to joining last summer. So, and where City didn't show that much interest in him last summer. And then, basically, a lot of people are saying, well, they think he prefers us to Man City because he was asked about Calvin Phillips in an away days video and said this. Yeah, he's a good player, but of course he went to a team with many stars, so that's unfortunate. But he's an excellent player, and facing him is tough. He was saying in regards to Calvin Phillips, he went to City, they got too many stars, it was tough. So a lot of people are saying, oh, do you know what? He could pick Manchester United, throwing a bit of shade at City, having talks with Ruben Amorim way back in summer where Pep kind of ignored him. Pep could be going in the summer anyway. It'll be interesting because at Man City, I wouldn't say he's got loads of competition. He's got Cherki and Doku. Cherki's unreal, Doku's in good form. But you look at Marmoush, can't get in the team at Manchester City. But then you could say the same as Xerxes and Mainoo. But when Amorim wants someone, you will get in the team. So it'll be interesting to see what decisions Semenyo makes. I think he could pick us. I don't think we'd be pursuing him if we weren't confident. And other than Delap, all our transfer targets picked us. Baleba would have picked us, Mbuma picked us, Cunha picked us. Other than Delap and Gyökeres, all other transfer targets picked us. And I don't know, maybe we have more pull. Maybe someone like Semenyo could grow up and Man United are a bigger team than C. So you never know, but I like Semenyo. And I actually wanted to share something interesting on Semenyo before I get into other news, because I've seen a lot of people saying, look, Aiden Heaven's not the level for Man United, or look, Lenny Yoro's not the level for Man United, and stuff like that. And I'm like being really reactionary when they've had 2 okay games, nothing special, nothing awful, but nothing great. But I want to show you this. Anton Semenyo has proved that you should always chase your dreams no matter what setbacks. Rejected by Arsenal and Tottenham at 14, had unsuccessful trials at 15, 17 Bristol City took a chance on him, he went on loan to Bath at 18, went on loan to Newport County at 19, went on loan to Sunderland at 20, and now at 25 he's one of the most informed players in the Premier League. And it's like, so at 20, he was on loan at Sunderland in League One, yeah? And this is what annoys me when fans write off our youth because they aren't as good as Yamal or Prime Rio at 20. There's a lot of criticism of Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro. I think Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro could be 2 of the best centre-backs in the world in 5 years. They're not going to be perfect now. And I think people have this expectation of, oh, if they're not seeing it now, they just think they're going to flop. I think Lenny Yoro could turn into one of the world's best ever centre-backs. Look at Saliba. He had a few years out on loan, didn't really break for Arsenal until 21-22. You know, Arteta didn't view him as ready. Like, we obviously can't send Heaven and Yoro out on loan. I don't think Yoro would go on loan, maybe Heaven. But I've been happy with Heaven on the ball. Lenny Yoro was our best centre-back last season. I don't get the constant criticism of Yoro and Heaven, to be honest. I think that they will be very good players for us in the future. Anyway, let's continue on into the Carlos Baleba news. Brighton's plan is not to sell Carlos Baleba until 2027. Do you know what this is? Bullshit. Baleba has been crap this season. Brighton know he's been poor all season, but they're not going to get the kind of money that United were willing to pay last season because he's been bad this season. Now, this is the thing. The midfielders are very in demand. If Man United go in for Baleba and Brighton go, yeah, we're happy to sell him, he's been rubbish this season, United can get cut price. What Brighton are doing is they're saying Carlos Baleba's not for sale because they realised that they could have got a lot of money if they sold him last summer to us, and they're probably not going to get that kind of money now. So if they act like he's not for sale, Man United have to overpay to get him. It's a game from Brighton. I know that Brighton are happy to sell Baleba. If he does not find form between now and the end of the season, they will want to offload. They will want to offload, but they want to offload him for the kind of money they would have got a year before, which they won't get. So they'll say, you know, United, we're not going to sell him, we're not going to sell him in the hope we overpay. And we just got to hope that United are smart enough not to fall for this, or we get Elliot Anderson in the door, so we have a load of leverage over Brighton. If we want Baleba on top of Elliot Anderson, we're like, we've already got Anderson. We also know Baleba wants to come to us, which gives us an advantage. In terms of Mainoo, Mainoo's intention is still to go out on loan, to play, develop, grow, and then return to United. The final decision rests with United and Amorim. No decision's been made yet. From what I'm hearing, United would rather Agate go out on loan than Mainoo because they're looking to sell Agate permanently in the summer, and if he goes out on loan, his value goes up. But United have got to be careful of Kobe and Ruben Amorim's his contract. Now, Kobe's a much better player than Agate. I would rather Kobe stays and Agate go out on loan, but for Kobe's sake, I'd always rather him go out on loan for his career, because we'd all rather Kobe come on the pitch than Agate. Every time Kobe's been subbed on, we've not lost. Every time, unless we were already losing, every time Kobe's not been subbed on this season, we've lost that game. I read an interesting stat about that. Bar one. So for me, Kobe's a more useful player to keep, but I think I need him to get more minutes. Look, I think Kobe wants to go on loan because he believes he can outlast Amorim, which is fair. Look, we're in sixth. Things aren't bad under Ruben Amorim. I think we've got a good team, but we need to see more convincing stuff. But Amorim was spot on. I think this was a good response from Amorim. He was asked on Kobe Mainoo's brother wearing the free Kobe top. He said, it was not Kobe wearing the top. I'm not going to punish him for something his family is doing. There's now been more and more reports come out today that Kobe was unaware. I'm not sure about if Ben Jacobs was publishing that he was aware, or actually Ben Jacobs never said he was aware. He just said, I believe he was aware. Don't know why Ben Jacobs was publishing that when everyone else is saying he wasn't aware. But Ruben Amorim's not going to punish someone for what his brother's done. Do you know what I mean? I don't like what his brother's done. I don't like what Garnacho's brother's done. I don't like what our players' brothers done in the past. But we're not going to punish them for it. Anyway, people, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. That was your 10-minute news roundup. See you next time. Bye.